Alright, I believe that we got our difficulty fixed, so we're going to go ahead and start the skin. And see what happens in this round between, once again, Winnebago and Thayer Central. This is for 3rd and 4th place. So hopefully, one of these teams can kind of take the upper hand, or maybe we'll see a really, really good game on our hands. So we have 40 seconds here before we start. It's gonna be, again, an evenly kind of contested match, as, again, the similar things to what I said last time. The good things that these teams are doing are being aggressive as team, but when it comes to working together as a team, there are sometimes where it is a little lackluster, and it seems to be a bit of an issue when it comes to working fully in certain team fights. And so I'm hoping that maybe in these instances, some of these teams can work better together and be able to come together more as a team as a whole, and be able to win these team fights together as opposed to apart. Or even a big part of this weekend has been a lot of staggering, where the respawn times have been off. So hopefully that can get a little bit fixed too. As I've always learned, you go as 6, you die as 6. So we'll see what happens here as we go into this. And we have the Doomfist from Winnebago. And Winnebago's going to kind of just walk in and start going through Thayer Central's front line. And while they do pick off the Ana, they do pick off the Ana, the Mercy, and the Reinhardt. And then Winnebago's D.Va's just going to walk away and let the rest go off. And it looks like she is going to survive this, but didn't get demagged, and the Doomfist is going to have to... Oh, it looks like he's just going to punch into the team, as Winnebago's Doomfist does die, and Thayer Central will start to push the point forward. Very good job by the DPS of Thayer Central to be able to get some really, really good picks to be able to push up this far. Ooh, and it looks like they're going to go in Ashe to be able to take care of this Pharah. And Winnebago did do a lot of damage to that Pharah, so we'll see if that Ashe pick does prove to be very, very valuable. So we're going to see the Pharah elects to go after the D.Va here, and the Reinhardt's just swinging away on point, wondering where the rest of his team is, and he's actually just going to take the guy on the Reinhardt right off the map here, and Winnebago's going to have some more picks go down, but a bomb comes out. That is going to be very valuable, and it looks like they're going to get a pick on the Mercy here, and Winnebago's going to win this point. All right, and now we're getting ready for this next team fight here, as Thayer Central did get the point very, very far. So if they can use a few ults here to be able to get their boundaries and be able to get a few picks, or even just get a few picks in general, the Reinhardt's just going to charge in. And once again, Reinhardt's going to get picked off separately from the team. It's going to be a big, big ult by the Sigma, by the Junkrat. And they're going to go ahead and get the picks here, and Winnebago is going to get a pick on the Lucio, but the Doomfist is going to fall back, and I'm pretty sure that this is going to be a Thayer Central point. The Ashe does get a very good dynamite there, and so if you can burn the Mercy, maybe get some value out of it, but they will not. So it looks like Winnebago is going to take the option of holding the bridge here instead of holding a little further back. That's going to be a Winnebago D.Va ult that is going to get 3 people. And wow, that was a big D.Va bomb, as they were not able to get out of the way of it. That D.Va bomb really did work to their advantage, and a Nano Doomfist comes out as well to finish off the team. And Winnebago gets a really, really good hold there. So now the Junkrat did trap this Reinhardt, so let's see if maybe they can get a value out of that, but they will not. But they will get the Ana, which is a good thing because they did get their main healer. The Mercy is going to be the only one there, but the Mercy did res them, and now the Bob in the back line could prove to be detrimental for them. The Winnebago Doomfist gets a good pick. The Winnebago Ash with the Bob gets a pick on the Junkrat. And that could be it for Thayer Central there on that push, and they have to wait for another push once again. The Pharaoh will get picked off, and once again, this is the idea of this staggering team comp, as they're just going to continue to get picks here, and they're just staggering onto the point. They're not working as a team here and pushing as a team. They are instead thinking that if one person can do it all, then maybe we can win the match, and not working together here. The Junkrat will ult, but a good fire strike by Winnebago's Reinhardt to be able to get the ult down. And now we're going to see Winnebago start to push up, but they're going to get a kill here, actually. And the Junkrat is going to try and get a kill on this Ana. They do boop off the baby Diva. The Ana goes down, and now Thayer Central is sitting in a pretty good area to probably get this. But once again, Winnebago charging in by himself. This is the Doomfist. And gets trapped by the Junkrat and just gets killed, which once again will give them a staggering point for their respawns, which means they will not be able to contest as soon as they want to. The Diva's going to get booped on the high ground here, and the Doomfist seems to be going a little bit from behind here, but he misses everything. The Farah is going to get a pick on the Mercy, but the Sombra does get the Farah. And this is going to be a big Earth Shatter by Thayer's Wriggle Go-To to be able to get a good push here. And now they have a D-Mech Diva. They are going to get the Diva down. They're going to res the Reinhardt, however. And this could be a Winnebago push, as they will get the Reinhardt and they will get the Lucio. Oh, an amazing play by Winnebago there to get just a few picks that they needed. And now they're going to get the Sigma, and again, this whole idea of staggering. As a fairy here, you have to back up and wait for your team, and the team's coming up for them. And so now, if they do stagger this, unfortunately though, the Farah is taking the entire team away from them. So, but the Mercy comes to try and save her, and that's going to cost them that. And now Winnebago is only up 2-2 though, so I mean, if they can get this, and they do get a pick here, Winnebago's going to try and charge down. They are going to get a pick on the Lucio, and so Winnebago is going to hold this point, and in overtime, nothing will be done. And so the thing for Thayer Central there was whenever they were pushing together, it's the idea that like when you push as a team, you have more benefits to the entire comp. You don't necessarily see that at the end there when they're trying to contest the point, as the Farah just kind of falls back, and while the rest of Winnebago follows them, they're not able to capitalize off that because the entire team isn't together. So the difference here is being able to focus on those team fights as team fights, not individual 1v1s or even in some cases 1v6s, and working together to be able to make what needs to happen. And that is ultimately pushing the point to the end and allowing the payload to get there. So as we just take in the breathtaking scenes of a robot cleaning the walls of Rialto, we will get ready for this attack, as they're doing a very good cleaning job. I mean, the wall doesn't seem very dirty in the first place, but I don't know if it's cleaning off the paint of the wall or if it's just trying to clean away some of it. The attention to detail, though, of the robot going down the wall is definitely a very important thing for Blizzard. It's good to know that they're getting their priorities straight and not focusing on Overwatch 2 like everybody wants them to. So now we have Winnebago on the offensive here, and this bunker strap by Thayer Central that we saw before is going to take down Winnebago's Reinhardt, and they're going to get the res. The Echo is going to be behind them. They're going to go for this double shield comp once again. overwhelming the Bastion here is something that Winnebago needs to do. They are pushing at a pretty good pace here. They're going to have to make either the Bastion drop down onto them or reposition into a different area, because especially after that pick on the Reinhardt. And now the Doomfist is trying to get a pick on that Bastion but cannot follow through. And while we're focusing on the Bastion, the rest of the team for Thayer Central is just cleaning up the mess down below that is Winnebago's backline, and trying to truly win this team fight, which they do. And so now this is going to give them a chance to reset like they want to. And again, the big thing for this Bastion comp is just overwhelming the Bastion from all angles, being able to get into a position that works best for the team, and the DPS have to be a big part of that. The Doomfist did a really good job for Winnebago of getting behind them, and so did the Echo, but unfortunately was not able to capitalize off that because of the high ground that they are taking. Winnebago's Reinhardt will go down again. They will drop down at a point, leaving the Bastion defenseless up top, but he will take out the Diva mech, and now the Reinhardt gets slept in the middle of his charge. Winnebago trying to push this payload as far as they can. Winnebago's Reinhardt will get a pick on the Reinhardt from Thayer, and this is going to be a Junkrat ult that gets the Ana. And now, with everybody up front, there's nobody to push the point for Winnebago. And instead of being a 1 point, which it should have been, it is now going to be a little bit of a hard contest for them, as the Doomfist does try to get something going, but cannot. And Super Ninja doing a really good job on this Junkrat to just take control of the scenario. They do copy the Bastion, though, for Winnebago, which could be key. But the Echo does not stay in the form. Takes the high ground, does a really good job of copying the right target. Unfortunately, does not get the value out of it. You will actually fall into the pit and will die, but now we have to see if Winnebago is going to be able to push this. And a big nano there, but a big block on the Reinhardt shattered by the Orisa is going to allow Thayer to be able to hold this a little longer than what they thought they were going to. Super Ninja is going to get a few picks here that is going to geek key. He does get a pick on the Ana with his ult, which is very, very nice. The Junkrat from Winnebago does come out, and it just kind of looks like the Junkrat from Thayer is kind of freaking out a little bit, but he does end up getting the pick. The Orisa goes down, and Winnebago has only 2 on point, but with a minute left, they have to be able to push this point to the end. And now, you will be pushing in. The Bastion will be set up, but there's not really much for them to do here. Their support line is kind of flawed. They have no tanks to be able to go in, and Winnebago is able to just push this for free. And a mischarge by the Winnebago Reinhardt, but it doesn't matter. They will get the Bastion and the Mercy. And Thayer Central will sit here on the Orisa right in front of them, waiting and getting ready. Ooh, a big Rhine Shatter by Thayer Central to be able to get some pins. And now they get the Reinhardt down. The Diva does get her mech back, though, however. And the Winnebago Junkrat will get the Reinhardt. So it looks like Winnebago is going to be able to push this to the end. It doesn't look like there's going to be much of a contest from them themselves. They do nano, though. They nano the Bastion. And Thayer Central is going to be able to get a few kills here that are going to be key. And they do try to get the pick on the Reinhardt here. The Bastion is in the backline. They're going to try and Earth Shatter. They do Earth Shatter the Rhine through the side. This is going to be a big contest. Winnebago is going to get a big dragon here that's going to allow them to get the point across. And they're going to get an extra 2 minutes and 30 seconds to push this point. So now Winnebago only has to push the point to the little blue square that you see on the road back there if they want to win this map. So Thayer Central has to have at least somewhat of a good contest here, and the Junkrat is going to drop in. They do pick off the Mercy and the Bastion, which is going to be very key for them. And now Winnebago is going to just start getting picks here, going to start cleaning up, and they're going to try and go back and clean up on the Orisa, and they will. The Junkrat ult does not prove to be any use, but they do get the picks that they need, and now they're going to be able to push this corner with ease. And honestly, it might be a miracle if Thayer Central can even get back to contest. And ooh, a nice pick by Winnebago's. Yeah, it's a really good chance And this is going to be a big ult possibly, and oh, it does get blocked by the Rhine. The Rhine is going to charge in. They're going to go in, and now they're going to be swinging away. The Rhine is swinging away on the tank of the Orisa. Rhine shatters the Orisa just to make sure that the point is taken. And Winnebago will get the point. A very, very hard, contested, fought match. And after a really, really good round, Winnebago will take it. This is going to be the Diva Bomb on the bridge earlier that we saw, the big, big 3-man bomb that got the Farah, the Mercy, and the Sigma. Unfortunately, just nowhere for them to go. They were just stuck there. And then the Ryan gets moved off there, which was a very, very good play by Winnebago there. So now we're going to be going on to the second match, where Winnebago will be where Thayer Central, will be choosing what map they want on the choice of a control map, which is going to be one that, just like 2CP, except it's going to be more of a King of the Hill style gameplay with 3 maps instead of just the 1 in 2 rounds. So we will get to that here soon after the teams are ready. All right, and welcome to the, as you can see, very beautiful crab of a map, Lijiang, where we will be looking at control. And I cannot read that. If any of you can, type it in the chat, because that'd be pretty cool. I'd be impressed, because you know more than me, and I am a college student that is broke and poor, so yeah. But at the end of the day, we're back here for our second control map, or our first control map, but the second map in total for this tournament. In the possibly the last match, if Winnebago can pull off the win here, and we'll see what can happen here for Thayer Central, as they look to be splitting up a little bit and trying to get a little bit of control over a point. And there's going to be Winnebago trying to get a punch off of map, but cannot. It's going to be a big hook there. And it's not going to be enough to get back up, as he will fall into the pit. And now Winnebago is down a player, but it looks like the Roadhog might have fallen off. No, he did not. The Roadhog saved himself, but Winnebago is able to get a pick on the Zarya and on the Lucio. So now Winnebago, what looked like they were going to be lost because of the fact that their Doomfist fell into a pit, is now going to take the point and hold it. As, ooh, a big play there by the Farah of Winnebago. A boop off and a shot on the Junkrat. Very, very nice. And we're going to see some Farah plays. I wonder if we'll see a little bit of a Farah 1v1. Maybe we can see a little bit of a kill in the air action, but the Winnebago will be able to hold this point here. And a nice shot on the Mercy there, but it's going to be not enough, as the Farah will get hooked and killed, and then the Mercy will die as well. So Winnebago is holding this well, as this Diva just spins on point because she is so excited that they were able to keep that contest. And now there's going to be a kill on the Roadhog, and the stagger is once again just a big issue for what we've seen today. Is like staggering is just very, very important for these teams. And now you're going to see Winnebago's Roadhog pull out his ult. So they're going to get the res here on the Zarya, which is going to be nice, because they could possibly get this D-Mech here on this Diva if she isn't careful, and they do. And with 34 charge, this Zarya can start to walk in and basically just do whatever she wants. So there's going to be a big ult from behind by Winnebago, but it did not work. The Farah did not get as much value out of it as she could have, and the Zarya does fall. Winnebago's Farah would have been a lot better there if she instead hovered above the entranceway that they were exiting, waited for the last person to come out, and then ulted. It would have been a lot better for them there to get a lot more value out of that ult instead of wasting it from behind, because Farah does a lot better in the open there than she does in close quarters, because if you're not very careful, you can not only hurt yourself, but also hurt the team. So Winnebago will take this first round, as really there was no contest by this Thayer Central team. So let's see if this second map proves to be a little bit different. And if Thayer Central can pull something out to be able to make this difference. Now we're going to be going on the map of Tower, where we have this very, very beautiful dining table where me and my friends sit at all the time whenever we play this map, because we are crying because we play, unfortunately, this game of Overwatch, which is a detriment to our mental health sometimes. So hopefully it's not for these kids, because they are doing a bang-up job being able to play on a map that is very, very competitive. And congratulations to both of these teams for making it this far, but we will see what they do on this match, as we now have an interesting comp of a ball on this match, which is usually not very difficult to run on this, but the Roadhog with it is probably the big question mark, as there is going to be a kill on the ball, and Winnebago is just walking in and continuing with the momentum that they had from last round and just getting some picks here. It's just important to know that Winnebago has been doing exactly what they need to do this entire time, and that's been working as a team. On these control maps, they have been working together, and that has been very, very important for this entire match, as Thayer has been kind of staggering a little bit. So hopefully Thayer can start to get a push together and make that a big key for them. So this Farah is going to start swinging around, trying to get some picks here. Does get a pick on the Zen and the Junkrat, and it looks like Thayer might be able to take this. The Roadhog from Winnebago, though, is still being a nuisance. He will be slept by the Ana, but it's not going to matter much, as Winnebago will... It looks like the Winnebago might be able to hold this. There is a pick on the Doomfist. Winnebago's still here in numbers, but now, nope, there it is. That pick right there on the Zen is going to be the big part that probably stops this entire push for Winnebago. The Diva does get remech'd, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. She is contesting the point, and it doesn't look like anybody's really acknowledging her. She is able to just go in and kill the ball, and now she's getting a lot of value as the Doomfist comes back and starts to get a pick on the Mercy, and now it looks like what could have been a big contest by Thayer is now going to be instead a Winnebago point. So it's almost like Thayer there, when they got on point, they did a really good job of, again, working together as a team. That was the big part there, is they worked together. A big Zen ult here to get rid of these mines, and that's really what it's just used for, even though really not getting rid of the mines at all. But there, when they pushed together as a team there, it was a very competitive game, and it was a very competitive match. But however, they weren't able to focus the players that they needed to, or focus on picks that they needed to get. We're going to see an ult here by the Pharaoh, which is only going to get a Mercy on Thayer. Justin Pars does get a pretty good pick there, and this is going to be a big pick for Winnebago on the ball, which it just seems, when Thayer pushes in, they are getting some good contests, doing a very, very good job of working together. It's just that whenever it comes to picking players that they want to focus or characters that they want to kill, they can't really get the job done in those scenarios. So, unfortunately, it looks like Winnebago will win this point and win and get third place. So a very well contested game by both teams. Once again, good job to both of them for making it this far in the tournament. And after Winnebago wins that, they will once again get third place, and Thayer Central will get fourth. So next, if you are wanting to stay tuned for this late night game, will be the matchup that we have all been waiting for of the night. The number 1 seed of David City versus the number 2 seed of Amherst, who last year faced each other in the finals as well, and David City got the upper hand. So let's see if David City can do the same here, or if it will be an Amherst victory. And we will get to that here soon, here shortly, as the teams get set up. Stay tuned.